A 1-2 punch to the economy of June Lake. That's what Supervisor-elect Tim Alpers called the closure of June Mountain, and now a Senate bill that would cut fish hatchery funds. Bennett Kessler filed this report. Now, faced with the toughest changes in its history, June Lake was well represented at Tuesday's special meeting of the Mono County Board of Supervisors that was held in June Lake. Now, members of the public talked about their feelings in the some 4-hour meeting, which started out with a call to send a letter to the California legislature opposing Senate Bill 1148. Now, that proposed law would take away funding from hatcheries and give it to wild trout programs. And we'll have more on that story in just a moment. But talk at the Tuesday meeting quickly moved to June Mountain. Bottom line, people want it open. The Keep June Mountain Open Coalition reportedly has names of prospective buyers, but nothing is certain, and Mammoth Mountain CEO Rusty Gregory has said he doesn't want to sell. Now, Tim Alpers has talked with Gregory about ways to keep June Mountain and protect the survival of the community. Alpers says what is needed is a skier hatchery, making June Mountain a place for young people to get into the sport of skiing. Now, ideas from the Mono supervisors include a transient occupancy tax overlay to allow second homeowners to rent their spaces. The supervisors are moving forward with that and considering money from the county contingency fund for better marketing of winter activities in June Lake. Alpers said he would like to see a better image for June Lake other than an overflow mountain for Mammoth. Now, Alpers said the situation needs help now. Two options surfaced at Tuesday's special meeting: the community finding a new buyer for the mountain to go in a new direction, or work out a deal with Rusty Gregory. Will Gregory go that route? Alpers said if the right team and image appear, he thinks Gregory will do it. Alpers posed that if someone bought June, maybe Gregory would operate it. Now, Supervisor-elect Alpers said he told the community that June Lake will be his #1 priority during his term on the board. He said the Forest Service officials are working with the community on the issue. Alpers said he believes the Forest Service would talk to any prospective buyer, but Mammoth Mountain does have 180 days in which to come up with an operations plan for June Mountain. Well, back to the threat to California fish hatcheries that now reportedly brews in the state legislature. Bennett Kessler filed this report. Former Mono County Assemblyman Dave Coghill has gone to battle against Senate Bill 1148. He says it would shift Fish and Game's mission from hatcheries to wild and native trout programs. That could mean more problems for the Eastern Sierras summer fishing economy. Now, in a letter to the Assembly Appropriations Committee, Coghill says that the organization CalTrout has tried to undermine his own Assembly Bill 7, which was passed 7 years ago to help keep hatcheries funded. He says Fish and Game never gave the law a real effort. AB 7, according to Coghill, says that programs designed to manage, maintain, and improve California's fish hatcheries are eligible to be funded from sport fishing license fees. Now, the new bill, SB 48, he said, will shift the mission of the Department of Fish and Game to wild and native trout programs over hatchery programs. Now, in his letter, Coghill says, quote, "Fishing license owners pay for their licenses and deserve positive fishing experiences. These positive experiences cannot be ensured only for the wealthy engaging in fly fishing of the state's native trout. Hatcheries provide fish to California's lakes and streams so everyone can enjoy that experience," end quote. Now, Coghill also says that Fish and Game never wanted to implement AB 7. He says that in the 7 years since the passage of that law, Fish and Game has, quote, "not met the goals of AB 7, end quote. Coghill says AB 7 was never given a proper chance, and it should be before wholesale changes in the system. He points to the fact that since AB 7 license fees have gone to what he calls exceptional service to sport fishermen and the economies that rely on them, and had done so for over 130 years, end quote. Now, he says that the new law would create a, quote, "unaccountable bureaucracy with a questionable funding source and seemingly no legislative oversight," end quote. Now, Coghill asked the Assembly Committee to oppose Senate Bill 1148. This new bill would apparently deprive Eastern Sierra hatcheries of funding. Local officials are just beginning to hear of this legislative and bureaucratic move. Inyo County Supervisor Chair Marty Fortney signed a letter on Friday to the State Assembly Committee strongly urging opposition to SB 1148. Now, Fortney said the new law would limit fishing in California to, quote, specialized fishing techniques for only catch and release native trout, end quote. Now, Fortney's letter also says that as the state population grows, demand for general fishing will too, and could deplete remaining trout populations if hatchery-enhanced waters are eliminated and or diminished further. Chairman Fortney said that fewer planted fish will ultimately, quote, seriously impact the smaller rural communities like Inyo County that depend in large part on fishing tourism for their economic stability, end quote. Well, the Inyo County Search and Rescue Team, along with others, are continuing the search for 60-year-old Gary Dankworth from Carson City, Nevada. According to a press release from the Inyo County Sheriff's Department, Dankworth was reported as an overdue hiker on Sunday, July 29th. Inyo County Search and Rescue Team members began their search at approximately 1:20 p.m. on Sunday. Now, according to the reporting party, Dankworth was climbing the Norman Clyde Peak above Big Pine and was due out the following morning. The press release states that Dankworth has black-gray hair and a mustache. He is wearing a light gray hat, tan long-sleeve shirt, light gray pants, red boots, and is carrying a day pack. Assisting in the search are search and rescue teams from Inyo County, San Diego, Marin, Tulare, as well as Fresno, Sierra Madre, Montrose, and China Lake Mountain, as well as Sequoia Kings and Inyo National Forest, California Highway Patrol H-80, and the California Air National Guard out of Sacramento. Now, if anyone was hiking in the Middle Palisades Glacier area or Norman Clyde Peak and they may have had contact with Dankworth, they are asked to please contact the Inyo County Sheriff's Department at 760-878-0383. And the picture we were seeing was from the Inyo County Sheriff's Department, just showing what a treacherous search and rescue mission local members as well as from around the state are doing. You know, we also have some other news stories from the Mono County Sheriff's Department, and I urge you to check out our website for those, sierrawave.net. Well, we've got a story and some video on a bear rescue in Mammoth. This video was sent to us from the Mammoth Lakes Police Department. And on Tuesday morning, July 31st, Mammoth Lakes Police and Wildlife Specialist Steve Searles responded to a call of a bear in the area of A-Frame Liquor with a metal lid stuck on its head. The 125-pound, 19-month-old bear was found in the area of the Shady Rest Track. It had what appeared to be the lid from a recycling bin around its neck. The bear apparently stuck its head in a recycling bin and the lid became stuck. Now, according to the press release, the California Department of Fish and Game was contacted, and game wardens under the direction of Lieutenant Bill Daly responded. The bear was shot with a tranquilizer dart behind a house on Mono Street, and once sedated, the metal lid, weighing in excess of 10 pounds, was removed. Now, the bear was found to be in good health. He was tagged and transported to a remote area and released. Wildlife specialist Searles said that the bear could not climb a tree or eat. With the large, heavy metal lid on its neck, it would not have survived without human intervention. And again, some interesting video there. We'll be back with more news.